Welcome back for another episode. Today we're going to look at a knife that I've been curious about for a very long time. Also the knife maker, the William Collins Jr Woodsman. Move that over a bit. Okay. So I got this off of William Collins's YouTube sale. It is natural canvas micarta on top of black micarta with stainless steel pins, 01 tool steel, about just a hair under 4.5 inches, 1/8 inch exposed pommel, and then it came with this little bit of leather lanyard on it. I've been really curious about Williams Collins's knives for a while. I have one on pre-order. His handle design has been really interesting to me. I got a hold of a Master Woodsman and tried that out, but didn't like the handle. I felt like it was too tall and too thin of a handle on the Master Woodsman. I took a shot in the dark. I got this one. This one's just not as tall this way, and it is a little bit thicker than the Master Woodsman that I had, and this feels great in the hand. I love how this thing feels. I've tested it a little bit. This is kind of like a first impressions. There's a bit of patina already on the blade. That's only because I wet formed it to a JRE sheath, the K size. So if you guys are interested, if you have a JRE sheath laying around, it can fit into a K size JRE sheath. So far, from the very limited use that I've had with it, I absolutely love it. We're going to take it over and we're going to do a little bit of testing with it, and then in a later video I will come back and revisit this knife. The only thing I've done with this so far is baton and do one feather stick with it, and maybe a notch. But let's bring it over to the stump. Let's baton down a stick, try to do a feather stick, try to do a little bit of notching, and then we'll have a follow-up video in probably 6 months or more on how this knife fares. We're back at the stump. Let's see what we can do. See what kind of damage we can do. Got this piece of dead maple. Got our knife. Hopefully this is all in frame. Good job. We're not here to go easy on things. We're here to see if things work. So we got a little bit of a wave in this, but it should work nonetheless. Let's see how we do. So that scandy portion, this portion right here, is like a really awesome sweet spot. And then you can use that bit of belly to get into things. Definitely on these edges it works better than trying to get into that little bit of a hollow spot. Right here, it wasn't really grabbing that bark, but if I bring it over to here, it definitely grabs that bark. So let's do a feather really quick. Trying to find my edge. So here's the scandy portion. I actually like doing my feathers further up on the blade sometimes. You're definitely able to get nice, long, thin feathers. And once I got this started, I can work up here. Feels really, really good. No hot spots. The Master Woodsman definitely had more hot spots for me. I just think it was too thin of a handle, but it is a custom shop. He can make these thicker. He can do different handle shapes for you, so it doesn't really, it's objective, but you can modify it all, so it doesn't really matter. His wait time right now is about a year. It might be a little bit longer, but every now and then he does have knife sales on YouTube. Get up here. So every couple months he normally has a knife sale. This is doing a phenomenal job here. So this curved area does better on little ridges. You get those little curly cues. This flat area does a great job of just getting in here and hogging off material. And then, of course, it has enough weight to it. Knock that off, and then have a little bit of a feather. Definitely took a nice chunk out of this piece of wood. Let's grab this piece of sassafras from a previous test where I made a pot hook notch. So we'll come in here. This just grabs onto that bark, man. It's great because it has like a little bit of bite and then a whole lot of bite too. And one thing you can tell if you have a really nice edge, a really good edge, I think it's generally on the thinner edges too, is the amount of control you can have. Being able to do a feather. Let's see if I can do it. Some feathers without bracing the wood. There we go. So that little sweet spot where the two grinds transition is really nice to do that in. You can definitely do it up here too. It's a little bit harder. It's kind of a tough piece of wood to do it on. Let's see if I can demonstrate it here. Let's see. You have really good. You're able to have really good control over this knife. Oh, the one nice thing about this is if I come in here to baton. Drop through to maybe there. You get a lot of leverage. This handle, the way the grip works on this handle, you get a lot of leverage. And the way this knife is shaped, you get a lot of leverage just to pop your pieces of wood apart. So I really like that. So as for notching without using a baton, on the saber portion, rock in there. It doesn't really bite as deep as a Scandi. Up. You get that nice belly so you can do the rock motion to clean that out. Let's see how the Scandi does. This is going to be a little weird. I might need a smaller piece of wood to try this on. Let's see what this does. So we'll clear this off. That's that bark. So rocking in there with the Scandi. Doesn't bite as deep as like LT, Adventure Sworn, other Scandi grinds. But it's a trade-off because you're doing two different grinds in one knife. I feel like if I'm out here and it's a Scandi, I can definitely get better bite from rocking it back and forth than in here. So this isn't gonna. It'll probably notch green stuff, but you can get in here and you can do it. Something that's dedicated Scandi. Now, this is kind of a do-it-all. This is kind of something that's meant to do pretty much everything very, very well, but it might not excel at something maybe a full Scandi ground knife. This is something that I would probably carry with me. I'm not an ultralight backpacker. I think this is totally worth the weight. I'd carry this backpacking because I can open packages, food prep, a little bit of firewood prep if this is the only knife that I have, because this will definitely have some chopping power behind it. So definitely be like... So you'll definitely be able to get in there and chop into things. Probably better than Scandi grind would. And the grind looks totally fine. I might actually move that a little bit closer. Yeah, the grind looks totally fine. So maybe chopping off a few limbs, batoning through some stuff. This piece, maybe if I had a cross baton through a few things, a few pieces of firewood or something. And that's realistic. I did this method when I went backpacking in Vermont. I brought the LT Wright GNS, and we had to gather some firewood. There was a pine tree, and that was totally dead, pretty small diameter, but I used my knife to cross baton through it. Nobody had brought a saw with them, or an axe. But, yeah, this can do it. This can cross baton through. Should have no problems. It looks totally fine. So, as of right now, that's kind of the only testing I've really been able to do. Haven't been able to take it out in an environment yet and see how it fares, but I'm liking it. I'm loving the grip on it. I think it's super insanely high quality. So check out William Collins. He's got a great YouTube page. He's got tons and tons of information on YouTube, lots of whittle talks and things like that. Really, really great guy. So head over there, check him out. If you like this video and you want to see more of this content, then please make sure to click like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.